2 Samuel 12. Then Jehovah sent Nathan to David, and he came to him and said to him, There were two men in one city, one rich and the other poor. The rich one had flocks and herds, very many, but the poor one had only one little ewe lamb, which he had bought and kept alive, and it grew up with him and his children together. It ate of his own food, and drank from his own cup, and lay at his bosom, and it was like a daughter to him. And a traveler came to the rich man, who refused to take from his own flock and from his own herd to prepare one for the wayfaring man who had come to him. But he took the poor man's lamb, and prepared it for the man who had come to him. And the wrath of David burned greatly against the man. And he said to Nathan, As Jehovah lives, the man who has done this is a son of death. Also, he has to repay fourfold for the lamb, because he did this deed, and because he had no compassion. Then Nathan said to David, You are the man. Thus said Jehovah Elohim of Israel, I appointed you sovereign over Israel, and I delivered you from the hand of Shaul. And I gave you your master's house and your master's wives into your bosom, and gave you the house of Israel and Yehudah. And if that were not enough, I also would have given you much more. Why have you despised the word of Jehovah to do evil in his eyes? You have struck Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and his wife you took to be your wife, and you have killed him with the sword of the children of Ammon. And now, the sword does not turn aside from your house, because you have despised me, and have taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be your wife. Thus said Jehovah, See, I am raising up evil against you from your own house, and shall take your wives before your eyes, and give them to your neighbor, and he shall lie with your wives in the sight of this sun. For you did it in secret, but I shall do this deed before all Israel, and before the sun. And David said to Nathan, I have sinned against Jehovah. And Nathan said to David, Also, Jehovah has put away your sin. You shall not die. However, because by this deed you have greatly scorned Jehovah, the child also who is born to you shall certainly die. And Nathan went to his house, and Jehovah smote the child that Uriah's wife had borne to David, and he was sick. And David sought Elohim for the child, and David fasted, and went in and spent all night lying on the ground. So the elders of his house stood up over him, to raise him up from the earth, but he would not, nor did he eat food with them. And on the seventh day it came to be that the child died. And the servants of David were afraid to inform him that the child was dead. For they said, Look, while the child was still alive, we spoke to him, and he would not listen to our voice. And how do we say to him that the child is dead? Then he shall do evil. And David saw that his servants were whispering, and David perceived that the child was dead. Then David said to his servants, Is the child dead? And they said, He is dead. David then rose up from the ground, and washed and anointed himself, and changed his garments. And he went into the house of Jehovah, and bowed himself, and came to his own house and asked. And they set food before him, so he ate. And his servants said to him, What is this that you have done? You fasted and wept because of the living child. But when the child died, you rose up and ate food. And he said, While the child was alive, I fasted and wept. For I said, Who knows whether Jehovah shows favor unto me, and the child shall live. But now he is dead. Why should I fast? Am I able to bring him back again? I am going to him, but he does not return to me. And David comforted Bathsheba his wife, and went in to her and lay with her. So she bore a son, and he called his name Shalomoth. And Jehovah loved him, and sent by the hand of Nathan the prophet, and called his name Yedidiah, because of Jehovah. And Joab fought against Rabbah the children of Ammon, and captured the royal city. And Joab sent messengers to David, and said, I have fought against Rabbah, and I have captured the city's water supply. And now, gather the rest of the people together, and encamp against the city and capture it, lest I capture the city, and it be called after my name. And David gathered all the people, and went to Rabbah, and fought against it, and captured it. And he took the sovereign's crown from his head, and its weight was a talent of gold, with precious stones, and it was on David's head. And he brought out the spoil of the city, a very great amount. And he brought out the people who were in it, and set them to the saw, and to sharp instruments of iron, and to axes of irons, and made them pass over to the brickworks. And so he did with all the cities of the children of Ammon. And David and all the people returned to Jerusalem.